The children of the man who murdered his wife before going on the run said they had lost both parents after he was jailed for life. Mark Barrett, 55, strangled Eileen Barrott, 50, and attacked her with a hammer in what the judge described as a final act of control at their home in Leeds. The trial at Bradford Crown Court heard that Barrett had subjected his wife to years of abusive behavior, monitoring her phone and stalking her at work and social events. Mrs. Barrett's body was discovered at their home in Naburn Fold, Whinmoor, by their son, Joel, now 21. Barrett refused to appear in court as he was sentenced to a minimum of 21 years in prison, claiming that he had taken a drugs overdose in prison. It meant his children, son Joel and 23-year-old daughter Carita, were denied the chance to address him directly as they read powerful victim statements. Carita told the court her father had played a sick game and added, "My life was completely thrown upside down and it changed my whole outlook on life. I felt completely hollow, walking around like an empty shell, without the biggest inspiration in my life. Me and Joel have no parents, no one to guide us anymore." She said she still suffers from flashbacks and told Barrett, "You took away our chance to say goodbye to our mother, the most important person in our life. Hearing the brutal details of what he did to her keeps me awake crying. It's like continuous mental torture. I will never feel her warmth and love again." Joel Barrett told his father he thought about ending his own life after his mother died, but said, "I didn't want to hurt my sister anymore. I will never be able to speak to my mother again, she will not be able to see me get married. The worst pain you have given me is that of finding my mum lifeless on the sofa." Standing shoulder to shoulder outside court following the sentencing, Joel and Carita described the trauma of coming to terms with what had happened. Carita said, "It's the loss of two parents. Now we're having to carry on with our lives, with no parents, nobody to guide us. It's the shock of it all, it still hasn't really sunk in. Our dad's going to be in jail for life and we've got to live our lives knowing that, and knowing that our dad's a bad person and a murderer, and knowing that we won't ever get to speak to our mum again, and she was in pain. It's the knowledge of that we have to live with." She added, "She was a beautiful, beautiful woman. She was the best mum we could have asked for. She was my absolute best friend in life, and I have to keep going with that in the knowledge that my father has done." Joel said, "She guided me a lot, she supported me in any way she could, and now I have lost her, I'm trying to rebuild my life as best I can. We support each other in every way we can. We stay in touch regularly, we look after each other as much as we can and try and rebuild our lives in her legacy." Enos Constantinou, Eileen Barrett's father, told the court the family did not even know how long his daughter had laid lifeless before his grandson found her. He said, "I went through a long period of reflection about Eileen's death and I chastised myself for not trying to separate her from her toxic relationship or to free her from her controlling husband." He said he was aware of the mental abuse and bullying behavior Barrett had subjected his daughter to. "I'll always live with some level of guilt for not taking a more active role and not making things better for my daughter," he said. Rest in peace, Eileen Barrett.